Alright, this is a 96 OBS Chevy Tahoe. This is for anybody that has water leaks coming into their through their firewall or down into their floorboard. The carpet keeps getting wet. There's a few areas on these trucks that can leak. I'm going to kind of show you where those areas are and where mine's leaking. Mine seems to be the worst possible scenario. So for those of y'all, there's a couple screws up here. There's one right here underneath this lip that holds this piece that broke off, and then there's one right here underneath my finger. And both of those screws go down into this panel, and that water can leak directly into your air box, and it would look like your evaporator is not draining off properly, or you're losing coolant into your truck. I mean, that one would be coming out the air box from underneath. In my case, it's coming through the firewall. So one other area is this drain away box for when it rains. So over here in the dash, you've got two open areas underneath this cowl, one for the driver, one for the passenger, and that water comes in and it flows down inside this area back here all the way down to this drain away, and then the water comes down and goes down there behind the fender. So you can take this off, and sometimes you have debris in there that's causing it to get clogged, or there's some body sealer that will deteriorate and allow water to seep through, and that will come into your firewall. That's the issue for some people. In my case, it doesn't seem to be the issue. In my case, what it looks like is happening is you've got water flowing off this area when it rains, and it comes directly right here and down into this area right here. And what it does is it wraps behind here, and there's a seam where three pieces of the body come together in this corner in here, and the water is coming directly in at the top, and it's flowing down my firewall from the inside, and I can actually see it when the water's running across. But you just can't get to it, and the only thing you can do is remove your dash and get to that corner from the inside and seal it up with some body sealer or caulking, or however you want to do it. In this case, I'm not removing my dash. I plan to restore this truck, but not at this time. So my fix for now, instead, besides having to remove this quarter panel, which is another option, you can remove the whole quarter panel, and it's not too difficult. It's like 18 bolts, I think, and you can get to this area right here where that's happening. But in this case, what I decided to do is I just took a drill. I drilled a small hole right here, because this is a lip. There's a lip right here, and so I drilled a hole to where it's behind, still on the exterior of the firewall on the side, and I sprayed some expanding foam in there. So I just drilled a small hole big enough to stick this nozzle tip in there. I put some cardboard as a backer to kind of trap it, to make sure it's in the right area, and I filled that with expanding foam, and then I'll just cut this off and leave it as it is. I did the same thing to the driver's side, which I don't really think it's leaking water anymore. I had a leak in a different area that I already fixed, but as a precautionary, like I said, I just drilled a small hole there and filled that with expanding foam, and I think that's going to fix my issue. I've been chasing this for a long time. It's been a while. It's taken me a long time to figure out exactly where that water is coming in. So for anybody else that's having issues, that's another area you can check. And like I said, taking out the dash on these trucks is not really an option unless you got some other stuff going on and you want to pull it. But taking this quarter panel off is. It's actually not too difficult. You can find some videos on how to take it off, and that's probably the better route to fix that. But like I said, mine was just to drill a hole and fill it with some expanding foam. So for anybody having issues, good luck.